Okay. Hi guys, once again. So there was some kind of technical issues, so I was not able to see all the chats which were available, which you guys have replied. So I can see like Santanu says like good morning. Hi Santanu and Pavel, good morning. And okay. So is anyone else have joined? What about Gotham? Gotham, have you joined? Yeah, good morning, Gotham. So before we actually go ahead and start the session, can we have a quick recap that what you have learned in the last class? Can you can you type something in the chat box like what you guys have remembered about the last class? You can type the name of the topic. You can type anything about the topic. Let's say like if we talk about the security group, so you can type like inbound rule, outbound rule, report range, anything which you have remembered from any of the topics which we covered in the last classes. So Pavel has written that instance creation, security group creation, and the EBS creation. That's right. And also about this AMI, Amazon Machine Image creation. That's really good, Pavel. And what about others? Santano, did you remember something about the last classes? AMI creation. That's great. So Gautam has also written something that is snapshot creation and EBS storage, snapshot, and the AMI. Good. So we have also learned about the elastic load balancer, is it? Okay. So in the elastic load balancer, can you guys tell me like what we have covered in the elastic load balancer? It was like the complete topic, or like have we covered that how we can go and create the elastic load balancer? Okay. Good, good, really good. So fine. Now let me share my screen with you, and then we will talk more about these things. So yes, I also remember that the elastic load balancer has been completed. Now, okay. So today, yes, that's great. That's great that you guys have remembered a lot of things. Really appreciate it, and it's a good effort from everyone. So, okay, so I can see the answer that the two web services was created with which can actually handle, which can be handled by the load balancer. And we also did hands-on. We have some questions as well. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can guys before we actually go and start the session, you guys can ask me the questions too. Okay, you guys have questions, so you can ask me. You can ask me in the chat box. Okay, yeah. So Gotham having a question that what is the difference between the snapshot and the AMI? So AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image, right? So whenever you go and create the AMI, that means like you are going to create an image from the virtual machine that is instance, and that image you can go and use to create new instances, right? So now you can say like whenever you go and create the AMI, the Amazon machine image, then you always go and create the snapshot, right? So creation of the AMI, creation of the AMI have a process that we have to go and create the snapshot. So you don't have to go and create the snapshot. The snapshots will be created automatically, right? But the snapshot will be there, and that snapshot will get saved in your S3 bucket. Okay, but you will not be able to access that snapshot directly. You will be able to access that snapshot, the snapshot of the AMI once you will be using that AMI. Okay. Now, if we talk about the snapshot, so a snapshot can be created for any EBS. Like you have elastic block storage, and whenever you wanted to create this snapshot, that means a backup for your volume, so you can go and create the snapshot, right? So now the benefit of creating the snapshot is like you can go and keep that snapshot in a backup. You can go and copy that snapshot from one region to another region, right? And from that snapshot you can actually go and restore all the data which you have. So that is the general difference which we have between the snapshot and the AMI. The other thing which we have, like you can install the you can create the instances by using the AMI, whereas by using the snapshot you cannot go and create the snapshot. That option is not available by using the snapshot. By using a snapshot you can always create the volumes, but you will not be able to create any kind of instances. You always need an AMI to create an instance out of it. Got it, Gautam? Okay, good. So thank you. Now, Santanu have a question: to connect to the EC2 instance for web services, is there necessary to create Apache Web Services from the backend Git Bash using yum install update or yum install httpd? Absolutely not, right? So, absolutely not. Why? Because we have created the instance. Now, if we wanted to connect with that instance, that means we can simply go and launch that instance, and we need to make sure that mm, are we able to like send some packet to that IP address which is available on the instance. Like if we have a public IP address, then we need to make sure that the security group having a port number 22 or maybe like 3389 port number for Windows instance is open on that instance, right? Apart from that, what we have did from this, we have added the user data to install the Apache service on our instance. That having a very simple reason that I tried to show you that how we can go and use this user data section to install some of the things once your instance is actually available to you, right? Okay, so now Santanev having a question: as from the user data script for the first time it is not working, then I run these commands from backend. Okay, so you need to make sure that whenever you go and run the user data section, so in that case you need to make sure that you actually go and define this shebang, right? So if you are defining this shebang, then only you will be able to run your scripts from the user data section, right? So you always need to make sure that you are defining this shebang. And apart from that, once you are trying to install anything from the user data section, so you always need to add the sudo command, right? Adding the sudo command will help you to get the privilege to install the packages on your Linux operating system, right? So you always need to add sudo. So and you need to make sure that like all those commands are working. If any of the command is not working in your user data script, so the rest of the command will not work. For an example, let's say that you have like 4 line of a script, okay, and like first 2 lines are working, and like third line is not working in your script. So in that case, the first 2 lines will be get executed, and the third line will be get failed, and that's why like the fourth line will also get filled in that user data script. So you always need to make sure that whenever you go and define the user data, you need to add this shebang, and you also need to add sudo in front of every command, right? So that it can get the privileges, because the EC2 hyphen user or the CentOS user for CentOS operating system is a is a like sudo user. So you always need to install sudo in order to install anything on your operating system. Plus you need to always make sure that all the commands which you are mentioning in your user data script are correct. Okay, did you got the answer for your question, Santanu? Okay, so probably you can try, you can actually go and try the script, the script I have already sent in the channel. So I think you can go and try with the script once again. And the process is always same. You need to make sure that the command which you are trying to write over there is correct. Okay. So go with very easy command like echo something in a file and like installing a single piece of package on that operating system. And before you go and write in a script, I will always recommend that you go and try those things manually. Exactly the same command. Go and try exact same command manually. Once you feel that yes, this command is actually working for me manually, then actually you go and add those things into the script. Okay, got it? Fine. So and you can choose the same AMI which I have chosen, the Red Hat or the Amazon uh, operating system, right? And go and try to do this stuff. This should work. And you can also go and refer the Discord channel where where we already have this script available. Okay, so this is all about like what we have remember. I really, I'm really happy that you guys have remembered a lot of things and you have practiced a lot. And it is good to get the errors right. And I will suggest every one of you because guys, you guys might maybe wanted to change your uh, you guys maybe wanted to change your project in your existing company, or you may wanted to change your job, uh, and you may wanted to change your job and change your company. So in that case, I will always recommend that like you always go and ask for the errors, all the errors, and try to solve all those errors with your own, right? The most error you will be having on your screen, that means you are learning more. Okay, only the thing is that you have to go and solve all those errors. You may need to spend like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to solve a single error. That may be very a small error, but the learning which you will be getting out of your research will be very precious, right? So always go and try to maintain Excel sheet that what errors you have solved so far. Always go and try to make an Excel sheet that what error you have received and uh, what was the like solution you got for those errors. Okay, so this is really going to help you out. Okay, so Santanu has mentioned that sudo system ctl enable httpd. This command is not working in manual, which was used in the user data in channel. Okay, so if you are using like Amazon Linux, probably this may not work, but in case of Red Hat it will work, right? So let me type in the channel like what is the command in case of Amazon Linux. Chkconfig and then um, httpd on, right? So this will allow you to enable the service on your on your uh, on your Linux operating system. Okay, this will allow you to enable this HTTPD service on your Linux, on your Amazon Linux operating system. If you're finding any kind of problem, this command is not really necessary. So you can actually go and skip this command also, which you have sent systemctl enable HTTPD. Okay, you can skip that command. So guys, now let's start the thing of the all other things which is also important to learn, right? So today we are going to learn about the CloudWatch, which is one of the most important topics you ever see in any production environment, or you so you guys have to focus a lot on this topic. So let's go and cover this thing. Give me a moment, guys. Give me a moment. So Santanu having a question. So this is like the final answer for the final question which I have, which Santanu have. So then we will start the new topic, right? So Santanu having a question, right? That is he have to use is we have to use the same shebang for the Amazon Linux operating system that we have used in case of Red Hat operating system? Yes. The shebang is always going to be same in case of Linux operating system, whether it is like Red Hat, whether it is Amazon Linux or the CentOS or Ubuntu, right? So in every Linux operating system, probably this will be the same uh, shebang, right? That you have to go and use in case of writing a shell script that you're gonna add in your user data section. Got it? Okay. So let's start now. The new topic which we have is CloudWatch. So what is CloudWatch? Amazon CloudWatch is a monitoring and management service built for developers, system engineers, site reliability engineers, IT managers. Okay, so it is a monitoring and management service built for these people. Now, what kind of monitoring you will be doing by using this CloudWatch that we will be learning today, and how you have to go and do this monitoring. That is also we are going to learn today. So the first thing which is very very important in case of you will be start working as a like architect. So there is no upfront commitment or minimum fees for using these CloudWatch services. You don't have to pay anything uh, prior to your use. So let's discuss about these benefits. Like what are the benefits which we have out of this CloudWatch services? So access all your data from a single platform. You know, if you are going to use any other monitoring services or any other monitoring tools, in that case you may be accessing all other things from a different platform, right? But in case of CloudWatch, this has been well integrated with all other services, and you can simply access all the data from a single platform. So modern applications generate a lot of data in form of metrics and logs, and that is really really important and really necessary. So CloudWatch enable you to collect metrics, logs from all your AWS resources, application services that you run on AWS and on-premises servers also. So whatever the things you are running on your on-premises servers, that is also accessible. That can be also accessible via this CloudWatch platform, right? CloudWatch monitoring service. Now, easier to collect custom and granular metrics from AWS resources. And CloudWatch is natively integrated with more than 70 plus services such as EC2, S3, DynamoDB, Lambda, AWS API Gateway, etc. So a lot of services are there which has been integrated very well with this AWS, okay, CloudWatch, and you can easily integrate all these things and collect all the logs from this uh, services. So how it works? So first of all, you have this Amazon CloudWatch in place. So complete visibility into your cloud resources and application. Then you go and collect all the metrics and logs from your AWS resources, such as your EC2 instances or application running on your EC2 instances, right? And then you go and monitor all those stuff like visualize applications and infrastructure with CloudWatch dashboard. Okay, so all the logs which you have, which you are getting this, which you are receiving from your applications running on the instance, so you will be like visualizing all those things uh, by using this CloudWatch. Then finally, you will be acting on those uh, according to those logs. Let's say that your CPU utilization on the instances is more than 90%. So in that case, you have to go and perform some action, right? So in that case, you can, because you are monitoring, you are collecting all the logs, you are like monitoring all those informations. So you will be able to perform an action, right? And then action will not be any kind of manual interaction. The action will be done automatically. So auto response to that operation changes will with CloudWatch event and auto scaling. So we have like auto scaling, we have this CloudWatch events. By using these things, you can actually go and perform some automated response, automated actions, right? Then after that, you can also go and analyze all this stuff. So up to 1 second metrics, extended data retention for 15 months, and real-time analysis with the CloudWatch metrics map. So this is how this CloudWatch works. So first of all, you will be like collecting all the data, then you will be monitoring from that data, and after that, you will be performing some actions, based on that data, and then you can also go and analyze all the stuff, right? So this is how CloudWatch works. Now, use cases, infrastructure monitoring, and troubleshooting. So these are the use cases, application monitoring and log analytics. So these are the use cases for your CloudWatch. Now let's go and create some uh, how like let's go and learn that how we can go and use this CloudWatch services. So first of all, we will be creating a dashboard to monitor the CPU utilization, disk and network utilization. Okay, so let's do and perform this activity. So Santanu having a question after collecting where it will store for using monitoring, what database using there. Okay. So the logs and everything will be available in the CloudWatch itself. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to think about the databases and anything. It is like highly available kind of storage will be, has been integrated with this CloudWatch. So we don't need to worry about like what databases and all things is being used. Okay. However, if you want, then you can go and keep the data of the CloudWatch on your S3 buckets also. So you can define that one when this data should be get copied to your S3 buckets. Okay, you can go and use this. So let's go and learn these things. Then you will get clarity like how all these things are working. So let's create a dashboard first of all. So in the services section, you will see a CloudWatch in management and governance. Go and click on this CloudWatch. So I'm in North Virginia, right? I'm in North Virginia. So first of all, you need to be in North Virginia. Some things are available in North Virginia only, like billing alert and everything. So before we go ahead and create like dashboard and everything, I would like to show you that how we can go and create a billing alarm, right? Billing alarm. And I think like that is really necessary in your case, because if the amount gets extended from your budget, so you can actually go and check. You will be getting a notification on your email ID, and you can go and check like what resources have been used, and which cause you like which cause you a high amount, right? So you can go and create a billing alert. In order to create a billing alert, first of all, you need to go and click on this billing dashboard. So you go and click on this my billing dashboard. And once you go and click on this billing dashboard, so after that we have all this stuff. So you can see like I am getting charged for different stuff. So WAF, oh my god, so this is too much. We have only 9 days. Okay. Route 53. So like these many services has been charged. So prior to like having like if this amount is going to be increased by every day, right? And it should not happen that if I'm not using these services, so in that case I should not be getting any kind of bill related to these services. However, now I can see like this WAF service is being used and I'm getting charged for it. So I can simply go and delete all those resources which is like giving me charges, right? So I can go and delete all those services. So now let's talk about like how we can go and create a billing alert. So first of all, you need to go and click on this billing preferences. Okay. Under this billing preferences, you can go and check this option, receive free tier users alert. Okay. And then you need to provide an email ID over here. So go and click on this, provide your email ID. Then go and click on this, receive billing alerts. Okay. Then you can go and click on this save preferences. Fine. So you need to go and click on this save preferences. So what all options? First of all, you need to go and click on this receive free tier users alert. Go and give your email ID and check these two options, right? Now you can go to this budget section, okay, and go and click on this create budget, okay. Now you can go and choose any one of the option, any one available option. So like cost budget, it says that monitor your cost against a specified dollar amount and receive alert when user defined thresholds are met. So this is the thing which we are going to use, cost budget. Go and click on this set your budget. Now you need to give a name, let's say like Pinnacle, okay, monthly bill. Now you can select the period, so you can select like monthly, quarterly, and annually. Now you can go and like use this recurring budget and expiring budget, any one of them. Then you have this fixed one, right? Then you can set the alarm over here. So like the budgeted amount. So what is the amount? Let's say like I wanted to get received uh, an alarm notification when the $10 off amount met. Okay. So now it is showing me all other information over here. Now I can go and like click on this create alert. Okay. So create alert, then you can see like the actual cost, or maybe we can say like whenever the amount, whenever the 80% of the amount get met by this, we get charged by the Amazon for the 80% of the alarm. So in that case, we can actually, we should be getting an alert on our email ID. So here we can go and choose an email ID, and then we can go and click on this confirm budget, right? So go and click on this create. Now this alarm has been configured. This alarm has been configured, and once the 80% of this $10, the budgeted amount will met. So in that case, we will be getting an alert on our email ID, right? Now just take a quick pause and let me check if I am running any WAP in my account. So I will simply go and delete that WAP. It seems that I am not running any kind of WAP, but still I got charged. No, no rules. Okay, nothing. And I can also go and verify the stuff in details. And this is really really important. Many of the people are working on this billing section only in case of AWS. So now we can go and click on this bill details, and we can see that if we got charged for this WAF, so where this WAF is getting used. So it says like in North Virginia. Okay, now I can also go and verify the same stuff for the Route 53. So okay, it says like 499 queries, $0, and like 1.50. So three hosted zones are available. So I can go and check is any hosted zones are available in my account or not. Okay, so you can see like three hosted zones are available in my account. So I can go and delete all of them one by one. So whenever you go and you go and like you will be having any kind of these services. So if you're getting if you're like creating any of the resources, so always you need to go and remove all this stuff. So I can go and like delete these all stuff from here. Now let's go back and delete all these things. So when you go and delete your hosted zone, prior to that thing, you have to go and remove the records also. So I can see like here I have a lot of records, so I can go and delete all of them one by one. So this is the kind of monitoring which we have. Now we have this text information, so I can go and delete this text also. And we will be learning about these things, right? Just wanted to show you that how we can actually go and do this billing thing. Okay, so delete it, right? Now I will not be getting charged for this over these hosted zones, right? And now I have saved some amount of cost. Okay, okay. So let's go back to this CloudWatch services now. So now you can see like we have set the alarm. We have set the alarm. Now we have to go and save some. We have to go and like create a dashboard in the CloudWatch. So let's go and click on the services. And I would like to show you that whenever we go and create any alarm from the billing dashboard, so in that case, we will be creating an alarm. Okay. So whether you go and create an alarm from the CloudWatch services, or you can also go and use this billing dashboard to create a CloudWatch alarm from there. So if I will show you from the alarm section, or I can go and click on this billing section, right? So in that case, you can see like we have this billing alarm, right? We have this billing alarm which says that okay, go and notify on this email ID. So this is a tested email ID, this email ID, right? So here we actually set that $10 of amount is whenever it goes and exceed this amount. So in that case, we should be having a notification, right? Okay. So do anyone have any questions till now? How they can go and create the billing alert? Do anyone have any questions till now? Pavel, Santanu, Gautam, do you have any questions that how you can go and create the billing alert? Okay, great, fine. So, okay, so you need to after this, I will be giving a time and then you need to go and create a billing alert, right? So you need to go and create a billing alert also. Okay, so let's go and create a dashboard and then I will be giving some time to perform this activity, hands-on activity. So I'm in this CloudWatch services. Now let's go and click on this create dashboard. Okay. So here you can give a name to your dashboard. Let's say that I'm going to give a name. Let's say, Pinnacle applications. Okay. So let's go and click on this create dashboard. Fine. Now you have to choose like what kind of widgets you wanted to configure in order to have your monitoring. So you can go and choose number. You can go and choose your stack area. So first of all, in order to have more and more clarity, I will go and choose this number, right? So go and click on this configure. Now I have to go and again I have to go and look for my EC2. So I can simply go and write this EC2 over here. So it will be showing me some. So it will be showing me like EC2 per instance metrics. Okay, let's go and click on this EC2 per instance metric. So here we will be having different metrics for each EC2. Okay, now you can see like one EC2 is already available in my account in this North Virginia region, and now we have this different metrics, right? So we have the CPU credits uses, and so you can select CPU utilization, network out, network in, disk utilization, everything. So we will go and like choose this CPU utilization. Okay, click on this create widgets. Okay, now we will be having the CPU utilization for our instance. Okay, so it will. So now let me go to this EC2 section and let me start my instance. So what it will do, like it will send me the metrics, it will send me the logs about this instance in every 5 minutes by default. So by default, whenever you go and launch an instance, so we have this basic monitoring gets enabled on that instance, right? So every instance will be sending some metrics to this CloudWatch. Okay, by default, every instance will be sending some metrics to this CloudWatch, some data to the CloudWatch. Only the thing is that whenever you go and choose that you don't want it to enable this detailed monitoring, so in that case, it will be sending the logs in 5 minutes, right? But in case of real production environment, if they are using this CloudWatch services in order to monitor their instances, so they can actually go and enable this detailed monitoring. So detailed monitoring will allow you to monitor your instances in every 1 minute. Okay. So in every 1 minute, it will be allow you to send the logs to the CloudWatch services. Okay. So if anything goes bad with your instance, so in that case, you will be immediately get prompt by this CloudWatch services that your instance goes down and something like that. Okay. So you will be having all the logs and everything just in 1 minute. So I have started my instance, and we will be having the logs like once we will go back to this CloudWatch. Okay, after 5 minutes, so it will show me like the CPU utilization of the instance, right? So that data will be available over here. As of now, we don't have any data of the instance. So where you can find out, the question arises that where you can go and find out that what kind of monitoring has been enabled on this instance. So if you will go to this monitoring section of this instance, so you will find out that the basic monitoring is enabled on that instance. Whereas once you will go and click on this enable detailed monitoring, so in that case, uh, you know, the logs of these instances will be get saved in this CloudWatch. CloudWatch will receive the logs from these instances in every 1 minute, right? So let's go and click on this enable detailed monitoring. And one thing I would like to highlight that whenever you go and enable this detailed monitoring, so you will be getting charged by the AWS. Okay, for every instance. If you go and enable this detailed monitoring on any of the instance, in that case, you will be get charged by the AWS, and that charge is 3.5 dollar per month. So for one instance, you will be paying approx $3.5. Okay, that is the like amount for enabling this detailed monitoring. So let's go and click on this and click yes enable, right? So Santanu, having a question that can we able to change the time slot like 1 minute and 5 minute in configuration for sending data to the CloudWatch? Yes, definitely we can do so, right? That is possible. And in order to do so, first of all, you have to go and change this, enable this detailed monitoring. So by selecting my instance, I went to this monitoring. Okay, now I have enabled this detailed monitoring. Okay, so I will go to the CloudWatch section. I will go to the CloudWatch section and we'll go and click on this, right? Sorry. So, okay. Now you can see like this is the period available, right? So this is the period available of the monitoring. So it says like 5 minutes. So I have to go and choose this thing. So I can choose like 1 second, 5 second, 10 second, 30 second, and 1 minute. So this is only possible if the detailed monitoring on the instance is enabled. Okay. So I will go and like choose 30 seconds. So in every 30 seconds, it will be sending me the information about this instance, right? So I will go and click on this update with Git, right? So let me go and refresh, and after 30 seconds, we will be having information. So where I got this information, first of all, you need to go and click on this edit, and then uh, when you are choosing this metric CPU utilization, so in that case, you can go and like choose the period also. Okay, so you can go and choose the period, right? So this is what we have. So we have already done this like 30 seconds. Now the information will be available in every 30 seconds. So you can see now the CPU utilization is 0.17% on this instance. Okay. So Pavel having a question that I need to understand charging policy while enabling detailed monitoring option. So what do you mean by charging policy, Pavel? Can you go and explain this thing? So if you wanted to know the cost of this CloudWatch and everything, so in that case, probably you can go and use this, the calculator. So if you will go and click on this AWS calculator, and let's go and verify the same stuff from here. That what will be the charges for our uh, so is the CloudWatch is available over here? Let me go and search. You can see like CloudWatch. So I can go and click on this CloudWatch. Now I can go and click on number of dashboard one, and now I can go and say like one alarm, and I can untick this option. Hmm, Okay, so you mean the charges, right? So let me go and show that thing from here. But for that we have to go and so it says like before each month, new and existing Amazon CloudWatch customer receive 10 metrics applicable to detail monitoring to Amazon EC2 instance or custom metrics, 10 alarms, and 5 GB of ingested log size and 5 GB of archive log size. 3 dashboard. So we can go and choose like different numbers on the higher numbers. Let's say that 10 dashboard, and we can say like 20 events. We can say 20 alarms like this, right? So now for the load balancer for RDs and auto scaling we can choose like 40 al 40 alarms, right? So in this way we will be having a different cost, right? So now if you'll go and click on this estimate your monthly bill, so you can see like $26 is a charge which is showing to us. Now we can simply go and choose this option, and now you can see like for the standard alarms you will be get charged that is $5, and for dashboard you will be getting charged that is like $21, and CloudWatch events will be $0. So here in the same way, you can actually go and give the number of, the dashboard which you need, the number of custom events, the number of alarms for these things. So in that way, you will be you will come to know that what will be the estimated charge for those resources. Okay, so got it? Okay, thank you. So now let's move back to the, like, we have created this, this dashboard as of now, and it is showing us the number. In the same way, you can actually go and click on this add widget, and many of the companies are comfortable to use this stacked area, right? So let's go and click on this and click on this configure. Now again, as we are going to monitor this EC2 instance, so we can go and search for this EC2, and it will show me that scroll down and choose EC2. Okay, EC2 for instance matrix. So we can go and choose this one, and from here we can choose like different things. We can choose CPU utilization. Okay, this instance is not available, so I will go and like click on this. I can simply go and filter for my instance. Okay, so I can go and copy the instance ID from here. So let's go to the description of the EC2 and copy the instance ID, right? So you can also copy and filter the things by using the instance ID. So I will go and use this thing and paste it over here, right? So I can go and choose the different values like CPU utilization, network in, and network out, and disk read and write, right? So these things is available. I can go and create this widget over here, and this will show me like all the things will be available in different color. Now the CPU utilization will be in blue color, and the network out will be in orange, network in will be in green color, and network uh, and disk write bytes will be in red color, right? So if I want, then I can go and increase the size of this also. Now I can see like these are the values which we have, and this is like the user data, right? This is the data point which we have. One data point, the another data point which we have here, and it says it's give me some information. So it says like I will go and click on this data point, so I will be getting some information. So on the left hand side, you can see the time slot which we have, and the network in that is like 41.7K. The disk write bytes is 0. Network out is 35.3K, and the CPU utilization is 50.5. So it is showing me this information here. Now if I will go and move to the next data point, so it will show me some other information. So here the network in and network out number has been decreased at this data point, you know and now we can go and click on this another data point. So once you will go and hover your mouse on the another data point, so you will find the uh, other information, right? So this is it. Now let's go back to the side which we have. So we have done this thing. We have created a dashboard to monitor the CPU utilization, disk utilization, and the network. We have created. Okay, so let's go and create a text widget to describe about dashboard. If you wanted to describe something about the dashboard, so go and click on this, you know, add widgets, and click on this text, right? So in this, by using this one, you can actually go and write something about, about your dashboard over here. So let's say I wanted to change this heading. Okay. So the heading always start with single hash. If you have subheading, so it is going to start with double hash, right? So let's go and type over here that Pinnacle, okay, and here you can actually go and type like web server, okay. So go and click on this create widget, and in this way you will be having all the information about your dashboard. You will be having all the information about the dashboard. It is highly customizable, so you can go and create the dashboard by using this. The language which we are using in order to create this text dashboard or text widget, so that is markdown language, right? That is being used by the Reddit website also. So we have a Reddit website that is written in the markdown language. Now we can also go and use this simple and easy to understand language to create our dashboard description, right? So now we can go and click on this save dashboard and all the things which we have done so far. So that has been saved, right? So this is how we go and create this dashboard. So now let's create an alarm to send notification when threshold reached. Okay. So you need to go and click on this create alarm. So in the alarm section, you can actually go and create a different set of alarms. So let's go and click on this create alarm and select your metrics. Okay. So here again, you can go and search for this EC2, and then you can go and click on this EC2 per matrix. Okay. So EC2 per instance metrics available. Now you can go and search your instance ID. Okay. So the instance ID you can go and copy from the EC2 dashboard. Now go and search this thing. If you wanted to have the alarm for the CPU utilization, so let's go and do the same thing for the CPU utilization. So now go and click on the select metric. Okay. So here we have like period, right? As we have already enabled this detailed monitoring on our instance, so we can go and change this period from 5 minutes to 1 minute, right? So I can go and click on this added button, right? And here I can go and change the period. So I can go and change the period up to like 1 minute. Click on this select matrix. Now you can see like we have a couple of things available over here. That is like namespace. The namespace always start with AWS slash EC2, right? If you wanted to create different kind of metrics, so this metrics will be available in this AWS. If you're going to create the custom metrics for you, so namespace works like a container. If one metric is available in one container, so that metric will not be available in other container. So namespace works like a container for you. Then you have this metrics name, that is CPU utilization. So metric name signifies that what unit you wanted to measure. If you wanted to measure the CPU utilization, so in that case you will be using this uh, metric CPU utilization that will allow you to monitor the CPU. If you will be using this disk utilization, so in that case it will show you a disk utilization over here. So metrics name signifies like which unit you wanted to measure. Okay. Now we have this instance ID, we have this instance name and period, and the statistics. The statistics average. Okay, so here we have to go and give the alarm name, right? So here we have to go and give the alarm name, and you can see also in the graph we have the CPU utilization greater than equal to 0 for one data point. Okay, now we can go and give an alarm and change these values. So let's say that web server which we have. Okay, we can actually say like Jenkins CPU. Okay, and now you can say like monitor the Jenkins CPU utilization. Okay, any description which you like to give, and here whenever so here you can actually go and give some values that whenever the CPU utilization is greater than equal to, let's say, 90% for one data point, that means for only one attempt, so you should be getting an alarm. This will go and create an alarm. If you will go and give like two data points, so the same thing should be occurred twice. Okay, in different time slot. If I will go and give this data point 2, that means it is going to happen twice, and obviously that is going to happen like twice in 2 minutes. Okay, so we have like one data point in 1 minute, we have like second data point in second minute. So if we go and give like two, that means like we have two data points in 2 minutes. If we go and give like three, so that means we have three data points in 3 minutes, right? Let me go and press tab, so you will see like this value gets changed over here. Okay, now you will see like three data points for 3 minutes, right? So it will go and collect three data points, and after that it will go and calculate the average, because we have this statistics average. Okay, now it says, so we will be giving only like two data points over here. So if like the CPU utilization on this instance is more than 90% for 2 minutes, so in that case we will be receiving this alarm will be get triggered. Okay. So now we can say like additional settings, that is like treat missing data as missing. So if any data is not available for this alarm, so in that case we will say like this is missing. Okay. You can go and like choose different options also, like ignore, bad, good, like that. So but as of now we will say like if the data is not available for this alarm, so in that case like treat it as missing. Okay, now you can also go and perform some actions. Define what actions are taken when your alarm states change. Okay, so if the alarm state change, so what action you wanted to perform. So now whenever this alarm state is alarm, okay, whenever this alarm state is alarm, that means whenever this alarm gets triggered, so in that case you can go and perform these actions like send notification to. Okay, so if you wanted to send a notification, so in that case, we can go and send the notification. So let's go and create a new notification, right? So I will be giving a notification. Let's say Pinnacle, okay, and I will say like Pavel, Santanu, and Gotham, right? PSG, and I will go and give a email. So can you guys like give your email address to me so that I can go and you will be receiving an email on your email ID. Your test email ID, any of your test email ID, you can actually go and send in the text box, uh, and then I will be like configuring all those things. You will be getting an alarm on your test email ID, right? So let's go. And if you wanted to give multiple email IDs, in that case, you can go and provide all those email IDs. And so if you have multiple email IDs, in that case, go and provide all the email IDs separated by comma. Okay. So no need to provide any kind of official email ID. You can always go and provide your this email ID for these kind of things. Now let's go and click on this create alarm. Okay, so let's go and click on this create alarm. So you guys must have received uh, an email from AWS on your test email ID, right? So once you will be doing the confirmation, okay, once you will be doing the confirmation, so in that case, uh, you will be able to receive the email notification on your test email ID. So can you go and confirm this thing immediately? Go and log into your email IDs and then go and confirm. So okay, receive the confirmation from Gotham. Okay, Pavel has confirmed. Good. And Santanu, can you go and confirm immediately? You must have received like, and you will be having like confirmed subscription like that. Great. So we have this thing now, and we can go and click on this view alarm. So everybody have confirmed their thing. Even if you don't wanted to wait for this stuff, so you can simply go and click on this. I will do it later. But as of now, everybody have confirmed, so they will be receiving an email in case of every alarm, right? So now we can have a look to our alarm. So that alarm will be available in OK, right? Because as of now the instance is running, right? So you can say like it is available in OK. So we have this state details, right? We have this like so we have a description, monitor the CPU utilization, Jenkins CPU utilization, and we will be threshold is like CPU utilization is greater than equal to 90 for two data points within 2 minutes. So in that case, we will be having this alarm. So it will go and send a notification to these email IDs, right? And this is for the dimension. This dimension is only for this very, very specific instance, that is this one, right? So now whenever you go and create an alarm, so it actually goes and and you say like you will be performing this action that these people should be receiving the email. So it goes and create a notification, right? It goes and create a notification uh, on SNS. So I will go to this SNS, simple notification service. There we will be having a topic name. Under that topic, we will be having different subscriptions, right? So I can go and click on this simple notification service. I can go and click on this topics. Okay. Now I can go and choose this Pinnacle PSG, right? So here you will be having different subscriptions. You can see like we have different subscriptions over here. Okay. Let's go. If you want to add some more email IDs, so you can go and click on this create subscription once again. And now you have to go and choose the protocol. So let's go and click on this email and click on this uh, like now you can go and like add. Okay, so you can add like another email ID over here. Now go and click on this create subscription, right? So as soon as like this user goes and click on this subscription email as you have confirmed, right? So I will be like confirming on this email ID. So I have received a subscription mail from the Amazon. Now I have confirmed this thing. So let me go and refresh the page, and I can also go back. So now you can see like I have added the another email ID here, right? So this is another test mail which we have. Now let's go and increase the CPU utilization on our instance. Okay, so we have this alarm configured on our CloudWatch, right? Now the CPU utilization seems to be okay on this instance. That is very low. Okay, so at this point of time, the CPU utilization is about 0%. Okay, so what we will do, like we will go and increase the CPU utilization on this instance for our testing purpose. Okay, so let's go and log into this instance. Fine, let's go and log into this instance. So I will go to this instances section over here and I will copy the public IP address. I will make sure that the port number 22 is open on this instance. So we go and click on this view inbound rules. Okay, so port number 22 is open here, right? So I will also go and have a look to the hub 65. So this is the key pair which we have. Let's go and so just right click on the white space, any blank space, and then open this thing SSH and hyphen I, then hug 65 Virginia, Virginia PEM, and then the username is CentOS for CentOS AMI, and then I can go and paste the public IP address. So let me increase the font also. Now hit enter. So I need to give yes. It will verify the private key with the public key. Now after the verification, it has allowed me to log in. Now what I need to do, I need to first of all enable the EPEL repository so that I can go and access and I can go and install a package called stress. So in order to install the EPEL repository, I will go and find the link on Google. So let's go back on this Google repository, Google, and find out like EPEL repository for CentOS 7. Go and click on this link, and I will simply go and copy this link over here. Let's go back to the git bash once again and sudo su, right? switch to the root user. Okay. Now go and do this thing, yum installed, and then the RPM link. So I will go and click on this. So it says that it is already installed. So I will go and do yum repo list to verify whether that repository is available, people repository is available on my instance or not. So I will go and hit enter. So it says that the people repository is available on my instance, right? So repository ID is available on my instance. Now I will go and click and type like yum installed stress. So this package is available in the people repository. That's why I installed the people repository first of all. So yum installed stress hyphen y will allow you to install this package with all the dependencies. Okay, so it says like it is already installed, right? So, but the command will be same. Okay, now I can go and give some stress. So hyphen IP stress hyphen CPU, then 4, and then you can go and say like, so you wanted to run this command in the backend, and I will be opening 4 threads. So that's why I have written this 4 CPU. Okay, hit enter. Hit enter once again and run the top command. Top command is the default command which we use in Linux operating system. Okay, in order to do the monitoring. So now you can see like the CPU utilization has been increased up to 100%, right? So the CPU utilization has been increased up to the 100%. So after 1 minute, you will be having a notification on your email ID. Once you guys received an email from Amazon, so let me know that you have received an email. So let's go back to the CloudWatch and see like what all things is happening with instance. So not in 1 minute, as we have given like data points two within 2 minutes. So after 2 minutes, we will be receiving an alarm, right? As soon as we will be having an alarm, so in that case, as of now, this is showing in OK. This alarm is showing in OK. But once this alarm will be get triggered, so it will go and show these things in alarm section, right? So it will go and show this thing in alarm section. Okay, as of now, this is in OK. Let me go and refresh this thing, and still it is in OK. Okay, so once this alarm will be get triggered, so it will show me in the alarm section. So let's go and click on this graph. So you can see like the CPU utilization is increasing, and here we have like CPU utilization is 2%, 2.88. So now you can see guys like the CPU utilization has been increased, right? Now it is showing me if I will go and click on this data point, so it is showing me like 98.4% CPU utilization. Okay, so after now 1 minute already gone. Okay, so if I will see like from here, so it was like 350. Now if you go and click here, so it will show me the time. So it was like 351, right? At 352 UTC, we will be having another result, and after averaging all those stuff, finally we will be having an alarm triggered. If at this moment the CPU utilization on the instance get decreases, so we will not be having any kind of notification. It always send the notification when it you know completes this number of data points. So now you can see like we have another data point at 352. Okay, and here the CPU utilization is 100% on that instance. So if I will go and refresh this page, so this alarm will be get moved from this OK state to the alarm state. Okay, so let's go and refresh this thing. So now you can see like this alarm has been moved from the OK state to the alarm state. So now you guys will be having a notification on your email ID. Can you go and check your email IDs? So you must be having a notification on your email ID. Can you go and also confirm me on in the chat box? Okay, so Gautam has received the email. And what about others? Okay, Santanu has received the email. And what about you, Pavel? Have you received the email? Okay, so all of you have received the email, and I have also received the email from AWS, right? So that's really, really great. Now we know that how we can go and monitor our EC2 instance, okay, and how we can go and create an alarm, right? So that is what we have learned. Okay, so this is very very optional thing, right? That if you wanted to send the logs of your EC2 instance to the CloudWatch, so that is also possible, right? So in that case, you have to go and install the CloudWatch agent on your server, and then you have to go and configure a config file, which will be available in your slash etc. Once you do so, so you will be able to define that how you will be able to send the logs of your EC2 instance to the CloudWatch. That is also possible. Okay, so let's summarize all the stuff which we have done. So the standard monitoring which we have is 5 minutes, the basic monitoring. The detailed monitoring which we have is 1 minute. Okay, so by using this detailed monitoring, we can actually go and able to receive the logs from the EC2 instance in every 1 minute. Now, what can I do with the CloudWatch? So you can do a lot of stuff. You can go and create a dashboard, which we have seen. You can go and create the alarms, which we have seen. You can go and create the events. So what are the events? CloudWatch event help you to respond to state changes in your AWS resources. And you can also go and you can go like CloudWatch and get the logs. So CloudWatch logs help you to aggregate, monitor, and store logs. So this is the answer for your question that somebody have asked that where the logs will be get saved. The CloudWatch itself go and save the logs, okay. And however, we have an option that if we wanted to move all those logs to the S3 bucket, so that can be done, right? So if you wanted to get notified on an event, so that is also possible by using this, CloudWatch. So let's go and perform that action. So uh, we have seen the dashboard, we have seen the alarm. Now let's go and click on this event, right? Event. So it says like Amazon CloudWatch event delivers a near real-time stream of system events that describe changes in the AWS. So let's go and click on this get started. Okay, and here you can go and choose like build event pattern to match event by service. So here we can actually go and say the service name is EC2, right? So we can go and search for the EC2. Now the event like so we can go and choose like event EC2 instance state change notification, right? So we can go and specify a very specific event over here, not for every event. So we can go and specify a very specific event that is like stopped. Okay. So whenever this stop and terminate event is there, so in that case, we should be having a notification, right? So here we can go and choose the instance ID and we can also apply this thing on any, but as of now, we wanted to apply this thing on on one very specific instance, right? So I will go and, choose my instance ID or the instance ID is not available here. So I will go and copy this instance ID from this EC2 dashboard. So let's go and copy this instance ID from here. From the description, I have copied the instance ID. Now let's go back to the CloudWatch and paste the instance ID here, right? So we have paste the instance ID. Now you can see like this is the event pattern preview. Okay, So this is the event pattern preview where you have defined the source will be AWS EC2, and you see like EC2 instance state notification. We have detail like state monitored, and like we have like state is stopped and terminated, and this is for very specific instance, that is this is instance ID. If you wanted to enable for all, so in that case you will be giving star. Okay, you will be giving star. So okay, so now it has been changed. Now let's go back and click on this one and paste the instance ID. Now what action you wanted to perform? So like select target to invoke when an event match or your event pattern. So here we can go and choose the target. So do I want to trigger my Lambda function? We will be talking about this later on. Let's go and click on SNS notification. Okay, simple notification service topic. So now we can choose the same notification topic, which we have created just now. So Pinnacle PSG, right? So we can go and choose this thing. Now we can go and save, right? Go and configure the details, and we can say like Jenkins save change, right? Invoke the SNS topic when the uh, Jenkins stopped, stopped or terminated. So you can give this kind of description, and then you can say like state is enabled, right? Go and click on this create rules. So the rule has been created now. As soon as I will go and stop this instance, so I will be having invocation notification on my by using this SNS. So I will go and stop this instance. So let's go to this instance state and click on this stop, right? We'll click on this yes stop. So as soon as the instance state will be from from the running state to the stopped state or the terminated state. So in that case, we will be having notification on our instance on our email ID. We will be having a notification on our email ID because that is what we have configured by using the events. Okay. So now you must have received an email uh, saying that the instance has been stopped. Can you guys go and verify the same stuff from your email ID? Okay, so you guys have received this thing, right? That's really great. Yes. So this is a notification which you will be receiving saying that the instance state change, right? And the state is stopped. So that is what we have given in the alarm section, right? So this is all about the CloudWatch, and we will be learning a lot about this CloudWatch when we will be doing this. Learning about the auto scaling, learning about the Lambda and other stuff, right? So we will be keep on learning about this CloudWatch again and again. And so now what we can do, like we can go to a break of 10 minutes, and after taking a break of 10 minutes, go and take a fresh air. You go and take like some fresh air and a cup of tea or coffee, anything which you like, and come back after 15 minutes, right? If you have any questions before going to a break, so you can go and ask me. Do you guys have any questions to ask? And all of you are okay?
If you guys don't have any questions, so you can simply ping me on this chat box by using this chat box that you don't have any question as of now. Okay, so let me answer the question. So first of all, Santanu having a question is, can we able to use any external application in CloudWatch for monitoring? So if you are running any application on your on-premises data centers, in that case, you need to make sure that there is a connectivity between your AWS account and the on-premises data centers. Then you will be able to monitor your external applications by using this CloudWatch. Okay. And there are like different set of instructions are available for it. Showing all those things will not be possible as of now because for that we need at least a direct connection or the VPN connection. So that is not possible. But surely you can go and try that thing. The AWS documentation is available. I will try to look for that documentation and will try to send you on the channel, right? So but as of now, I think if you're going to try all these things which we have learned today so far, so that should be sufficient for you guys. Okay. However, we are going to perform all other activities too when we will be learning about different services. Okay. So don't worry about these stuff. These are like completely depending upon the use cases. If somebody who have data centers, so in that case, it may require to have knowledge of this stuff. But if someone who don't have the data centers or someone who don't have the hybrid cloud platform, so I think that will be uh, not worthy to have these knowledge as of now. Okay, so go and try these stuff within the AWS. That will be sufficient for you guys as of now. Got it? So okay. So yes, so someone has asked me like steps need to follow. Yes, all the steps, whatever the things I have shown you, the all the steps you need to follow in order to create the resources as per your requirement, right? The process will be same. Only the thing is that the requirement may change. Like you may need to configure the like you may need to configure the alarm for the network in and out. You may need to configure this alarm for the disk uses, right? You may need to configure this dashboard for some other services too, but the process will be same, right? So the requirement changes again and again, but you should know the process that what is the foundation required to the knowledge required to build all those stuff. Got it, guys? Okay, that's great. So yeah, thank you guys. And now take a break, and have something in your breakfast, and we will see after 10 minutes, like at 10:40. We will see after 10. We will see at 10:40. Okay. Take a break of 12 minutes. Thank you, guys. Okay, guys, so I am back now, and I hope that everybody have back to their seats with fresh air and a cup of coffee with them. So, can we start? Can I get some quick yeses once again from every one of you? Okay, so Pavel back, right? And what about you, Santanu and Gautam? Gautam back, okay. What about you, Santanu? So, everybody should be having a smile on their face, and there is also one smile on my face too. So I hope that everyone have back with a great smile, right? So let's resume this session. You know, all the things which we have learned about this CloudWatch, that is that is required that is required to become an architect is so we now as of now we have sufficient more than sufficient knowledge to become an architect, solution architect for this AWS solution architect. Okay, and this is actually more than enough. And now let's talk about some other thing in this CloudWatch, right? So this is what we have learned, and now the CloudWatch is actually finished. Okay. So I have also sent one link in the in the last in the channel actually. I have also sent a link in the channel as asked by the Santanu that how we can go and monitor the servers available in on-premises data center. So first of all, we have to go and install the CloudWatch agent, okay? And after that, we need to make sure that we need to make sure that there is a connectivity between the on-premise data center and the AWS account, right? Once that has been established, then we can go and install the CloudWatch agent, and then we can define that what all things we wanted to monitor. So all those stuff, all the logs will be available in log section of the CloudWatch. So if I will go and click on this logs, you should be able to see these logs here. So if I will go and click on this logs, so the logs will be available here. Okay. So let's go and discuss about this. Okay. Thank you everyone. And now let's go and discuss about this AWS CLI. AWS CLI is one of the most important thing in this. Whenever we talk about the solution architect, then whenever we talk about this DevOps, or whenever we talk about the SysOps. Okay, the CloudWatch kind of stuff is basically being done by the SysOps team because sometimes we have to go and create the custom metrics also. So this is more and more related to the SysOps people, but the architect should be having some knowledge, high level knowledge about this CloudWatch that we have already covered. Now let's talk about this AWS CLI. Okay, so before doing so, I will go and launch an instance, a fresh instance in my account. So I will go and click on this launch instance. Let's go and click on this launch instance. Okay. And as of now, I will be choosing this Amazon Linux 2 AMI. Amazon Linux 2 AMI. Let's go and select that AMI, and I will be choosing the instance which is free for me. That is like t2.micro for new accounts. Okay. Now I wanted to launch like number of instances. That is only one. Okay. And like leave all these options default, like the placement group, the capacity reservation, the IAM role, and shutdown behavior, termination protection. Everything I will be keeping default, right? And now I will go and click on this add storage. Okay, click on this add tags. Now give a tag like name, and let's say like AWS CLI. Now I will be creating a new security group, and I will be giving a name to this new security group, like security group hyphen. I can say like AWS CLI. Okay. If you wanted to change the description, so it's up to you. But as of now, I wanted to keep it as it is. Go and click on this review and click on this launch. Okay. Now you have to go and choose the keep here. So let me go and choose the key pair that is like Pinnacle Education where, and then I can go and click on this launch instances. Fine. Till the time it is actually getting launched, so I will go and so just bear with me, and we will go and log into this instance, and then we will make some changes. Okay. Okay. Give me a moment. Okay. So now I can see like the instance has been started, right? So it is showing me the instance state is running. Okay. So you guys can see it, right? So the instance is available in default VPC. So and this instance is having a public IP address, and the port number 22 is already open, right? So port number 22 is already open for all. So I should be having a key pair with me, then I will be able to log into this instance. Okay. So let's go and copy this public IP address, and I will go to a folder where I have my uh, you know I have my key pair with me. So I will go and open this now. Open the git bash. Okay. So I have this key pair available with me. Pinnacle Education dot hyphen vir then pem dot pem. Okay. So because I am using this git bash, so I don't need to convert this pem file into the ppk file. But whenever you go and use this putty, right, on your Windows operating system, so in that case you have to go and convert this pem file into the ppk file. Okay. So by using this git bash is actually more make this thing more and more convenient for us. If we have like 50 keys, so it is not possible to convert all keys into the PEM file into the PPK file. So that's why like using this git bash is actually good because it provides you a Linux environment on your Windows operating system. However, if you are using a Mac operating system or any other Linux platform, so you don't need to convert this PEM file to the PPK file. Okay. So let's go and take the remote session of this instance. So you need to define the key pair, and this is the private key which we have, right? It is going to match. It is going to match with the public key available on the instance. Okay. Now EC2-user is a default username for Amazon Linux. I will go and hit enter. It will go and verify the private key with the public key available on the instance. Okay. So let's. I have logged in now. By default, whenever we go and use this Amazon Linux, so AWS CLI is already installed on it, right? Already installed on it. So if I will go and run a command pip uh, list, you know, so in that case I should be able to get this AWS CLI. Okay, if not found, so I can go and do the RPM AWS. CLI. So you can see like AWS CLI is already installed on my machine, right? So by default, Amazon Linux have this package available. You don't need to go and configure, you don't need to go and install this AWS CLI on your machine in case of Amazon Linux. Okay. So now let's go and configure this AWS CLI. So the command to configure this AWS CLI is AWS configure. Okay. AWS configure. So why do we need this AWS CLI? Whenever we go to the real production environment, so we barely do any work by using this, management console. As of now, we have learned that how we can go and launch the instance, how we can go and create the elastic load balancer, how we can go and create this snapshot. But in real production environments where we are following the agile process, where we are like following the DevOps culture, we never do this stuff by using, management console. It can be done for like understanding. We can go and use this management console for the understanding, but for the automation purpose, we always go and try to write the AWS CLI. AWS CLI will allow you to write the automation script. Okay, AWS CLI will allow you to create the resources just by using simple scripts. Okay, so in order to configure this AWS CLI on any instance, you need to configure this thing by using the access key or secret key, okay, or by using the IAM role. If you are configuring this AWS CLI on any instance available in the same account, so they can go and use this, you know, IAM role, identity and access role, identity and access management role, you know, or if you are using like if you wanted to configure this AWS CLI out of your instance, outside of your instance available, outside of your account, so in that case, you need to go and configure this AWS CLI by using the access key and secret key, right? So let's do this thing. So first of all, we need to go and create a user for us. Okay. So I will go and create a user first of all. So let's go to the services. Under the services, you will be having a user. You need to go and create a user in identity and access management. Okay. So let's go and open this thing in a new tab, identity and access management. Let's go and click on this user section. Let me search if we already have a user for Pinnacle, right? So let me search. So we already have a user called Pinnacle Education, right? So what I will do, I will go and click on this, and you can see like none of the permission has been attached to it. So I will go and give a permission called EC2 full access. Okay. So I will go and attach the permission from the existing policies, and we will talk about this IAM in great detail. So this is AWS managed policy, Amazon EC2 full access. I will go and like check this option, go and click on this review and attach this permission to my user Pinnacle Education, right? Now I want to use this user access key and secret key. So where I will get the access key and secret key in order to configure my CLI. So let's go and click on this security credentials. Under the security credentials, we need to go and click on this create access key, right? So use this access key to make secure REST or HTTP query protocol request to AWS service API. Okay. So once we will be running AWS CLI command, so it will be calling the CLIs. Okay. It will be calling the AWS service APIs basically for you. And we need to make sure that this keeps with us, right? This is shareable. Anybody can actually go and use it. So, this is not really a good practice to go and share this access key and secret key with others, right? So you need to make this thing very, very secure. You need to use these things securely. So I will go and copy this thing, right? And now I will run this command on my git bash. Okay, I have already logged into my instance. I will go and run this command AWS configure and hit enter. Okay, it is asking me the AWS access key ID. So I will go and paste this thing by using shift and insert, shift plus insert, then hit enter. And now it is asking me the AWS secret access key. Okay, so we already have the secret access key here. So I will go and copy this thing and I will paste it here once again, right? Shift plus insert. Now hit enter. Now what is the default reason you wanted to use for this AWS CLI? So US is 1. Okay, US East 1 is a code name for the North Virginia. If you are not sure that what is the code name you should use for other reasons, so you can simply go and search the same thing on AWS documentation, right? So you can go to this uh, page and you can simply search like Amazon, or you can search like AWS reasons. Okay, list. Now we have this document, we have this page with us, AWS reason and endpoints. You can go and click on this, and you will be having all the reasons, and you will be having all the code name for those reasons, right? So you can see like for reason name and the code name for that reason. Okay, Ohio, US East 2, North Virginia, US East 1. In the same way, like the code name for every reason is available, right? For London, we have EU West 2. For Ireland, we have EU West 1, likewise. So let's go back to this EC2, and now let's go back to this git bash, right? So I will be giving US East 1, that is North Virginia. So whenever you will be running your AWS CLI, so it will be calling the services from the US East 1, North Virginia, okay? It will be listing you all the resources from there by default. Let's go and click on this, hit enter. Now, what kind of output you are expecting? Are you expecting a text output? Are you expecting a JSON output? So let me write like text, okay, text. So I will show you like why using JSON is important, you know. So hit enter. Now you have configured this AWS CLI on your machine. You can verify the same thing. You can verify the same thing whether you have configured successfully or not. So whenever we go and configure this AWS CLI, so we have a hidden folder on our machine that is .aws. Okay, you can see like .aws folder has been created. Let's go to this .aws folder. Now under this folder, we will be having a config file, we will be having a credentials file. So under the config file, we have defined that what is the default profile which we have and what is the reason. Okay. Under the credential files, we will be having the access key and the secret key. Okay. The access key and secret key belongs to a user. Okay. That is Pinnacledu, and that user having permissions for EC2. Okay, EC2 full access permission has been given for that user. Okay, so if I will go and run a command, let me clear this screen first of all. AWS EC2 describe hyphen instances. So you will be able to list all the instances in your account. So you can see like we are getting all this information, and personally I don't like this text output, right? I don't like this text output. What I like to work with like JSON. Okay. So what I will do, like I will go to this config file once again. I will go to this config file once again. I will change this output to JSON, right? So I'm using VI editor. If you don't find it comfortable, so you can simply, copy this thing in a notepad file and then make the changes and paste all the things, and then overwrite all the thing over here. Okay. So now I have updated that I wanted to see the output in JSON format, JavaScript oriented uh, notation language, right? So now run the same command AWS EC2 describe instances. So it will describe all the instances and their properties and everything running in my account. So all the instances information will be available in JSON format, right? So now you can see like we have this instances. You can see like we have this instances. It says that like monitoring is disabled. Okay, the public DNS name is this one. The state is running as of now. This state is running, and the security group attached with this instance, the AMI used for this instance, the instance ID, every information is available here, right? Every information about that instance. Now, if I will scroll up, so you will see the another instance, right? So you will see now the another instance available here. So this is the properties and the description about the another instance in the same account. So you can like see the security group attached with this instance, the private DNS name, the VPC ID, and network interfaces and everything, right? So this property is all about the instance. Okay. So this is another instance which we have, and it says like the monitoring state is enabled. That means detailed monitoring is enabled on this instance. It is not showing me public DNS name because instance is not running. So you can see like this state name is stop and the code is 80, right? And if I will scroll down, so you will also see the instance ID, right? So this is the instance ID which we have. So as of now, we have two instance ID, two instances available in my North Virginia. So it is showing me like two instances. So where you can go and find all different commands, you know. So let's say that now you wanted to run an instance by using this CLI. So how easy it is. So first of all, you need to go and search on AWS documentation. I always go and read this AWS documentation as much as you can. That is going to give you that how you can go and do some real stuff which you haven't learned till now. Okay, so reading AWS documentation is a good thing. Now you can simply search for AWS CLI, and now you wanted to perform the actions related to EC2, so you can search for this EC2. Okay, now this AWS CLI is open in front of you. Okay, go and click on this. So you will be having a list of all the actions which you can actually go and perform, right? So we have this available commands: accept reserve instances, okay, allocate address, host, and now we will be looking for a command that is like run instances. Now we wanted to launch an instance. Once we will go and click on this run instances, so we will be having a description that what it will do. So in order to use this command, we have to go and write this in this manner. First of all, AWS, then space EC2, then space this run instances, right? It says that launch this specified number of instances using an AMI for which you have permission. Okay, you will be able to use the AMI for which you have permission, and by using that AMI, you can actually go and launch an instance. Okay, so now you can scroll down, you can see like what all options you have available out there with this run instances. So we have all these options available, right? We can go and define all these parameters. Okay, and then finally we will be able to create our instances by using this. Fine. So now we can actually go and look for the examples over here. So down here we will be able to see the the examples. So here we have one example, right? So what we can do, we can simply go and copy this thing, and then we can paste this thing here. Now let's go and update these things one by way. You should be able to hear me. So I received one question from Santanu. I will be answering all the questions later on. Let me go and try to run instance. Then we will. Then in the meanwhile, we can actually go and discuss the answer for all the questions, right? So I will go and copy this group ID from here. I will go and copy this group ID from here, and I will paste this thing, and I will go and paste this thing in the security group. Okay. Now I will go and update this subnet ID. I'll go and update this subnet ID. So I will go back to the instance, okay, running instance, and I will go and copy this subnet ID from here. So let's go and copy this subnet ID from here, and now that paste it, right? So copied all the stuff, okay. Now I wanted to launch two instances, which I have defined here, which I've defined in the count like having the same configurations, same stuff which we are defining over here, okay. So let's go back to our EC2 and log in back to this instance. Now, as we have already configured this AWS CLI, so I will go and paste this command which we have, written in the notepad. Now hit enter. Okay, so you can see like two instances. It is going to launch two instances out of it. So I can go to the management console and let me show you by refreshing this page that two instances have been started to launch, right? So it is showing me in the pending state. Okay. So now we have configured this AWS CLI icon successfully, and we have also seen that how we can go and launch the instances, right? In the meanwhile, I would like to show you. In the meanwhile, I would like to show you that if you guys wanted to run any other command and wanted to call any other API, AWS Service API, so you will not be able to do so till the time you have permissions. So if I will go and run a command like AWS S3 LS to list all the S3 buckets in my account, so I will not be able to list it, right? Because I don't have permissions to list bucket, okay? So I don't have permissions to list bucket operations, right? So it says like X is 9. So in order to list all the buckets, I need to make sure as a system admin, as an architect, as a SysOps or DevOps people, I need to make sure that the list bucket operation has been given to the user who need access to list bucket by using this AWS CLI. Okay, so that permission has to be updated here. If I will go back, so I can go and click on this permission section. Okay, and here I can go and add like AWS S3. So these are the managed policies. I will go and search for the AWS S3 read only access, right? So I will go and choose and click on this add permission, right? After clicking on this, I can go back to this git bash, and you know I can simply go and run this command once again. After 30 and 40 seconds, it will allow me to list all the buckets available in my account. So you can say like this is the bucket which is available in my account, right? Yeah. So now before going ahead to the next topic, let's go and discuss the answer of different questions. So I have received one question from Santano, that is, once I have created any EC2 instance, then all the folders from the backend are showing root user. Okay. But for your case, saying all are EC2 hyphen user, let me know if there is any configuration change required for EC2 user. See, so let me tell you one thing. This is the AWS CLI, or this is the user which is EC2 hyphen user. Right? If you do EC2 hyphen sudo hyphen su, that means you are switching from the normal user to the root user. Okay. Now, if I will go and create any folder, let's say, let me go and create any folder, uh, test. Okay. So the permission for this folder will be root. The permission for this folder will be root. So you can see like the root is the owner. And if I will go back, so let me go and type exit. If I will go back, So the EC2 user, because the owner of this directory, the owner of this folder is root, so the EC2 user will not be able to access this test folder. Okay. So I will go and click on list this all the directories available in my current folder. So I can see like test is available. If I will try to go to this folder, you know, and try to create any file over here, touch, let's say like AWS CLI. So I should not be able to create it till the time I'm logged in as a normal user, that is EC2 hyphen user. So you can see like permission denied. Okay. But if I will be doing all the activity in my home directory, if I will be doing all the activity by using this EC2 hyphen user, so I will be able to access all the files and everything in my account, right? So that is one thing that you have asked. Got it, Santanu? Okay, so yeah, Gautam. So you have a query that the screen got hanged. Yes, it got hanged for a while because of some network connectivity issue. Now I think everything is visible to you. So now the question from the Pavel, that is, what is the significance of subnet? So the subnet, VPC, networking, everything we are going to learn in the future classes. Okay, but as of now, you can think about of the subnet as a small piece of a bigger network. Okay, so subnet is a small piece of bigger network. You can say that thing that allow you to manage all the bigger network in a more efficient way. Okay. So every VPC have like can have one subnet, can have two subnet, can have three subnet, can have four subnet. We will talk about these things later on. As of now, you can copy this thing from your instances sections. You can go to the instances and you can copy all the things from there itself, right? Okay. So Pavel having a question that why I have copied this subnet, right? So this is the question. So whenever you go and create any EC2, so that EC2 requires some networking, isn't it? Because if I will go and run the command on this instance, let me go and run this command on a command on this instance. Command is ifconfig, right? So you can see like we have one IP address over here. That means we are getting this IP address from somewhere. So every time you launch an instance, so it will be having networking. It is going to be available in a network. If it is available in a network, then only you will be able to access it. Otherwise, where the instance will exist. So this instance always available in a network. That's why we need a subnet, and subnet is a small network, as I said. Got it? Okay, that's great. So now we know that how we can go and run this CLI. What is the different? What kind of permissions is required? One more very important thing I wanted to highlight over here. As of now, we have passed the access key and secret key. Passing the access key and secret key is not allowed at all in very secure environment. In very secure environment. Okay. So I was saying that whenever we have any instance, so in that case, we don't usually pass the access key and secret key on that instance, right? Because passing that access key and secret key can have some kind of security issues on that instance. Like you can actually go and pass that access key and secret key, and the same permission can be availed by the different users. So in order to avoid these kind of situations, we usually use roles, okay, and we go and attach roles on the instances. So as of now, what I will do, I will I will go and remove this. So we have this AWS. ls-la command, and we have one hidden folder that is .aws, right? And here we have a file called credentials. Okay, so I will like go and remove these credentials from here. Now I will not be able to run any kind of AWS command. So if I will go and run this simple command AWS S3ls to list all the buckets available in my account, so I will not be able to do so. So it says that you can configure credentials by running AWS configure, right? So it says like this. So what I need to do, if I wanted to pass any role to this instance, so what I need to do, I need to go to this IAM, Identity and Access Management, and then I will go and create a role. Okay. So let's go and click on this create role, and then you need to choose the service, like which service will be using this role. So I will say like EC2 service will be using this role. Okay. So EC2, allow EC2 to call AWS services on your behalf. So I will say like EC2, and I will give the permission. Okay. So as of now, I will be using AWS managed permissions, and I will say like administrator access will be given. That means all other services can be called by this EC2. Okay. So I will go and click on this tag and go and click on this review. Here you can actually go and provide a name. So I will say like role and Pinnacledu. Okay. So description is allow EC2 instances to call AWS services on your behalf. Click on this create role. Now this role has been created, okay, and I would like to show you that what has been created out of it. So if I will go and search for this ROL role, you know, and this Pinnacle, so you will see like trust relationship, and this trust relationship says that the identity provider is ec2.amazonaws.com. Okay, so I will go to this EC2 section once again. I will go to the EC2 section once again, and I will select my instance. Okay, I will go to the action, and then I will say like instance settings and attach and replace IAM role. And because you have chosen EC2 as a like in the from this AWS services while you were trying to create the role, so that role will be list over here. Will be able to list over here. You know, so ROL role and then Pinnacle. We can choose this role. Whatever the permissions has been given to this role will be get assumed by your EC2 instance. So I will simply go and click on this apply section. Okay. So administrator access has been given to this role, and the same access will be assumed by your instance. So I will go back to this instance, and I will try to run a command that is AWS S3 ls. You can see now the bucket is actually available. Okay. Now I can also go and terminate the instances by using this CLI. For that, you can simply go and search for that command. So let me go back, and the run instance is something which allow you to launch the instance. Now I can go and search for this terminate instance. So I can go and terminate instances, right? So go and click on this and see the description. What is the description we have? You can also search for the example. Seems like the example is not available here. So yes, here we have. So I will go and copy this thing, and I will go and paste this command here, and I will say like instance ID. So let's try to paste two instance ID at once. So I will go and paste this instance ID, copy this instance ID from the description, okay, and paste this instance ID. So I will go and uh, provide this instance ID in array. So and like go and provide the different instance ID in the array, okay, and hit enter. So now hit enter. So AWS EC2 terminate hyphen instances hyphen instance IDs, and then you are providing two instance IDs here. So it says, okay. So I think like we can go and simply provide like two instances IDs with different arguments without any space, without any comma and all. Okay, so run this thing. Now you can see like both of the instances are getting shutting down, right? It is showing me like shutting down. So if you wanted to stop multiple, or if you wanted to terminate multiple instances, so you need to simply run this command, right? Different different instance IDs with this space. So now you can see like, so now you know that how you can actually go and stop and terminate the instances, right? By using this CLI. Okay. So, okay. Now you guys know about the that we continue Okay, so I got a question from from Gotham, that is by default the IP will be assigned as static or dynamic. So let me tell you one thing, this is whenever we go and launch an instance, so in that case we will be having the public IP address and then we will be having private IP address. Okay. So the public IP address you can say like this is the static IP address which we have. Sorry, the private IP address which we have, you can say like this is the static IP address which we have. The public IP address is not a static, it's a dynamic. Okay, this IP address is dynamic IP address. In order to have a in order to have a static IP address, static public IP address, you need to go and assign. In order to have a static public IP address, what we need to do, we need to assign the EIP, elastic IP address. That we will be learning in the coming classes. Okay, got it? Let me repeat. In the last 5 minutes, okay. So in the last 5 minutes, what we have done is like how we can go and terminate the instances by using this CLI. Okay. So this is what we have done. This is the command which will allow you to terminate the instances from your AWS account. Okay. And apart from that, the Gotham having a question that how we can, if the default IP address which we have on the instance ID is the static or dynamic, right? So we have two IP addresses on one instance. Whenever we go and launch an instance on default VPC, in that case, we will be having two IP addresses. The first IP addresses will be the private IP address. The second IP address is the public IP address. Okay. The private IP address is a static IP address. When you go and stop the instance and start it once again, it is going to be same every time. However, the public IP address on that instance is dynamic. If you wanted to have a static public IP address, then you need to go and attach the elastic IP address on your instance. Okay, that we are going to learn in the future classes. Okay, so don't worry, but we are going to cover all those stuff which you have. Did you got the answer for your question, Gautam? Okay, that's great. So, okay, now we can actually go and discuss something that is auto scaling, right? So let's go and discuss this auto scaling. Are you guys still feeling energetic and you wanted to have a break? If you guys wanted to have a break, so we can take a break of next 5 minutes and then we can come back. If you guys wanted to continue this next topic, then we are going to sit here for next at least 30 minutes. Okay. So do you guys wanted to take a break? So you can tell me, otherwise we will go and continue the class. Okay. What about others? So I received the feedback from Santanu. What about others? They wanted to take the break or not? Type something in the chat box, whether yes or no. Awesome. So really great. Okay. Appreciated that you guys wanted to continue. And now let's learn another topic, which is order scaling. Fine. So auto scaling. Amazon EC2 auto scaling helps you to ensure that you have the correct number of Amazon EC2 instance available to handle the load of your application. Whenever we go and launch any instance, so we always go and create those instances to run our application. That can be Jenkins, that can be your production application like your web servers uh, by using Django, your microservices running on that application on that instance like that. Okay, maybe you are running a Docker container, so you might be running any kind of application on your instance. So we need to make sure the correct number of EC2 instances available to handle the load for your applications. Okay, that is what autoscaling is. So you create collection of EC2 instances called autoscaling group. So whenever you go and create the autoscaling group, so in that case we have like collection of EC2 instances in that group. Okay. So when you have that autoscaling group at place, then you go and define few things: the minimum size, the maximum size, scale out as needed, and desired capacity. Okay. So the minimum number of size, that means that what is going to be the minimum number of size required for that group. The maximum number of size, that means even if the load increase up to 100%, so in that case, what will be the maximum number of size you are going to maintain? Maximum number of instances you are going to maintain in that auto scaling group. Okay, and the desired capacity. If the load is okay, so what is the desired number of instances you are going to maintain in that auto scaling group? Okay. So if the and what is this scale out as needed? If the CPU utilization is getting increased on your instance, so in that case, how you will be like running the new instances, that is what we call scale out. Okay, so every time you have like load on your instances and load on your instances running that auto scaling group, so in that case you will be launching some new instances in that group, that is known as scale out. Okay, so auto scaling group components. So we have few components of this auto scaling group, that is groups, configuration template, and this scaling options. So let's talk about this group. Your EC2 instances are organized into groups so that they can be treated as logical units for the purpose of scaling and management. Your EC2 instances are organized into a group so that they can be treated as a logical unit for the purpose of scaling and management. You can specify its minimum, maximum, and desired number of instances. Okay. Configuration template, that is uses launch template or the launch configuration as template. You can specify information such as Amazon machine image ID, instance type, key pair, security group, and the block device mapping for instance. That is like what configuration of instances you will be using to launch the new instances. Okay, so that is what is the configuration template. Now we have the scaling options. So based on the occurrence of a specified conditions, you will be using this scaling policy. Now we have this life cycle. Okay, so EC2 instances in a autoscaling group have a path or a life cycle that differ from that of other EC2 instances. Okay, so the life cycle starts when the autoscaling group launches an instance and put it into the service. The life cycle ends when you terminate the instances or the autoscaling group takes the instance out of the service and terminate it. So I will be talking about all these things from the management console. Let's go and try to create a autoscaling group from there. Okay, so let's go to this EC2 service. So we are under this EC2 service, right? And this instance is running. I can go and terminate this instance. This is not required at all. So I will go and terminate this instance. So we have this EC2, right? And now let's go to the auto scaling. From the navigation panel, we have this auto scaling, right? So under this auto scaling, we have two things: the launch configuration and the auto scaling group. So let's go and first of all, as I said, like the configuration template is required to create the auto scaling group, right? Configuration template have all the things that what kind of AMI you wanted to use, which AMI you wanted to use, what is the type of the instance, what is the security group, what is the key pair. All the configurations will be defined in a template, and that template can be created by using this launch configuration. Let's go and click on this launch configuration. And this launch configuration will allow you to create auto scaling group. So one launch configuration is already available. So I will go and delete this launch configuration. Go and delete this launch configuration, and go and create a launch configuration. Click on this launch configuration, create launch configuration. Now choose an AMI. So let's choose an AMI and choose the instance type for this launch configuration, and then you go and define. So let's say that you want to define launch configuration. Okay, and then you can also go and choose the role. That role will be get attached to the instances which will be launching. So I can go and choose this role. And if you wanted to enable detailed monitoring on your instance, so you can also go and enable this thing. Now we have some advanced details also. So if you wanted to have any kind of user data, so you can also go and define that user data here. So let's go and define. This is completely optional, but if you wanted to define, so you can do that thing. Okay, so now sudo, let's say that we wanted to install yum installed httpd hyphen y. Okay, now I can go and start this service. So service and then httpd and restart. Okay, and I can select the start. Now I can also do like echo. This is my web server running on auto scaling group, right? So I can go and echo this thing in a file. Okay, so which file? So first of all, you need to do sudo, then t, okay, slash var slash www slash html, then index dot html. Okay, so this is what we have. Now, do you want to assign any public IP address on this instance? Yes, we do want to assign the public IP address. So I can go and click on this add storage, and I can go and copy this thing from here. And let me save this thing in my. So this is like the 8 GB of space will be given to the instance which will be launching in this auto scaling group, right? So I can go and define the security group also, and I can say like security group, and then I can say like Pinnacle uh, auto scaling group, right? So go and because we are going to run a web server on this instances, I can go and define that port number 80 should be open and should be open to all, right? So I will go and click on this review section, and I can go and define like create launch configuration. Now I have to go and choose the key pair. So I will be choosing a key pair for my instances. Now click on this create launch configuration. So it will take like a couple of seconds. Now the launch configuration has been created, which is a template, right, for all the configurations. Now I can go and click on this create auto scaling group. So if you miss this option, you can simply go and click on this close option. Now by selecting your launch configuration, you can go and click on this create auto scaling group. Okay, so we have this option. Now go and define a name. Let's say like okay, let's say like Pinnacle, and you can define like how many instances you wanted to have in this auto scaling group. Let's say that I wanted to have like two instances for this auto scaling group. Now you can go and choose the VPC. If you have multiple VPCs in your account, you can go and choose any of the VPC where this auto scaling group should be available. So as of now, I have only one VPC, so I will go and choose this VPC. Now I can go and choose any of the like subnets where I wanted to launch my instances. So I can go and choose like these instances, right? So in the now I can go and click on this configure scaling policy. So I as of now I don't have any scaling policy. I will go and do this stuff later on. No notification as of now. You can give a tag, let's say like name, and you can define a tag, let's say you know uh, Pinnacle web server. Okay, so you can go and click on this review, and then go and click on this create auto scaling group. So till the time this instance is getting launched in this auto scaling group, we can go and discuss something about this auto scaling group, right? So we have this details like uh, what is the desired number of the capacity, desired number of the instances, that is like two, minimum number of the instances, that is one. So that is two, sorry. So as of now, it is going to launch two instances at this moment because the desired capacity is one, and because the minimum number of instances is also one. Sorry, two. So the maximum number of instances, it says that the maximum number of instances the auto scaling group should have at any time. Okay, so that is like two as of now. We can go and edit these things. I will be letting you know that how you can go and change these options. And I can see like this auto scaling group will be launching the instances, and those instances will be part of this ability zone, right? So you can go and click on hover your mouse on this, contain a list of ability zones for the group. Now we have the subnets. Okay, and as of now, none of the load balancer, classic load balancer, or the target group is attached to this, so it is showing you blank. We have this health check type. So the type of health check is specified for this auto scaling group. Okay, that is EC2. Now we have this health check grace period. This says that the length of time that auto scaling group waits before checking an instance health status. Okay, before the auto scaling group goes and like check the status of the EC2 instance, the health status of the EC2 instance, it go and wait for like 300 seconds. Okay, so it will wait for 300 seconds, then it will be like checking the status of the health check of the instance available in this auto scaling group. Now, do we have any kind of instance protection? So no, as of now, we don't have anything. And the termination protection policies is default, right? So suspended for processes and everything. So now let's go and discuss something about activity history. Okay. So in activity history, you will be able to see like what had happened in the past. Okay. So if any of the instances get launched or terminated, so in that case, we will be having these histories. It says like the two instances has been launched successfully, and it is also showing you the instance IDs. You can go and click on this, and then you will be having all the description about this event. Okay. Now, if you will go and let's scaling policy, we will talk about this thing later on. Let's go and click on this instances. So as of now, you can see like two instances are available, and as I said, we have life cycle policies. You know, so that is just like this is two instances are in service. Okay, are in service. So I will go to the action and I will go and add it. Okay. So I will say like the desired number of the instances is one and the minimum number of the instances is also one. Okay. So in this case, what it will do, it will go and remove one instance from here. In a few seconds, it will go and remove one instance from here. So you can see like the life cycle has started to change. This is terminating as of now. Okay. So this is like final state of the life cycle. Now we have this monitoring. If you wanted to monitor like about this auto scaling group, so you can also go and monitor. You can see like the total number of the instances as of now, the terminating instances, okay, and standby instances, minimum group size and everything. Then we have this notification. Okay, so as of now we don't have any notifications. So but we will be doing so just in a few seconds. And the tag which we have given Pinnacle web server and the schedule actions, right? Then we have this lifecycle hooks. So we will be talking about this thing also. Okay, let's go and verify like what is the status of our instances. Okay, so I will go and click on this instances, and now you can see like the previous instance has been deleted. Now if you will go to this activity history, so you will see like this instance is showing like the activity is successful, terminating EC2 instance is successful, right? So I can go to the instances section. Once again, I can go and click on this instance ID. So it will take me to the another page of EC2. So I can go and copy the public IP address and paste this public IP address here. So you can see like this is showing me the content. Okay. So this is my web server running on auto scaling group. Okay. So this is one thing. Now let's log into this EC2 instance and and give some stress. Give some stress. So what it should do, like it should go and launch an instance. For that, for that we have to for that we have to go and configure this scaling policy. Okay. So let's go to this auto scaling group once again. So from the navigation panel, I will scroll down and open this auto scaling group in a new tab. Okay. So now go and click on this scaling policies. So I have selected my scaling group, auto scaling group. Now I will go and click on this add policy. Okay. Give a name like increment, or you can say like add instance. Okay. You can say like average CPU policy or CPU utilization, but I will not be using this option. In order to have more and more options available to us, I can simply go and click on this create a scaling policy with the steps. Okay, so go and click on this create a scaling policy with the steps, and now I have to go and create an alarm for me, right? So I will go and create an alarm. Let's go and click on this create new alarm, and here you have to go and choose like where you wanted to send notification. So I will go and no, I will not go. I will go and choose this notification, the SMS notification which we created earlier. So I will go and choose this one. Okay. I will say like if this average CPU utilization on this instance is greater than equal to 80%. So in that case, I should be having this alarm. Okay. And I will say like consecutive period of 1 minute. Okay. It is not showing me 1 minute as of now. Okay. Here it is 1 minute, right? And the name of the alarm is like CPU utilization. So I can then go and add like high CPU utilization, high CPU utilization. Click on this create alarm. Okay. So this alarm has been created. Now this alarm name is showing over here, right? So I will go, and once we will be receiving this alarm, so we can say like take an action, add one instance, add one instance when the CPU utilization is greater than equal to 80%. And instance need, you can go and define like the how much time this instance need. Okay, so you can say like 300 seconds is by default, and you can also go and decrease and increase this time. So I can go like create this scaling policy. Okay, I can go and click on this create instance policy. Now you can add another policy which says that if, okay, so I will go and click on this create a scaling policy with the steps, and I can say that remove instance. Okay, and again I will go and create a new alarm, and here I will choose the same notification which we created earlier, Pinnacle, this one, and the average CPU utilization is less than or equal to 30%. Okay, uh, for at least one consecutive period of 1 minute. Fine. So in that case, go and create an alarm. Low CPU utilization. Go and click on this create alarm. Okay, and now I can say like we have this alarm, and whenever we have this alarm, so in that case, go and remove one instance from here. You know, as per a production environment, you can have some different configurations, but the process will be same. Go and click on this create. Okay, go and click on this create. So we have two scaling policies as of now in place. So I will go and log into the instance. I will go and log into the instance and give some, some uh, CPU stress, CPU stress on this instance. Okay, because the detail monitoring we haven't enabled on in our launch configuration. So I will also go and make a copy of this launch configuration and update this detail monitoring. Okay, so first of all, let's go and update this like you wanted to have this detail monitoring enabled. So go and click on this launch configuration, and because you cannot update this, you cannot update this launch configuration. You need to go and make a copy only. The copy option is only available to us. So I will go and click on this. So we have this enable CloudWatch detail monitoring, because we don't want to waste time for waiting like what is happening. We just wanted to see that the things are actually working or not. So that's why like let's go and enable this detail monitoring on the launch configuration. You cannot update this launch configuration. You always update while you are trying to make a new copy. Okay, so I am saying like the launch configuration copy, lens hyphen launch configuration copy. So let's go and click on this review section. All other things will be same. Click on this launch configuration and then go and create this launch configuration. Okay, so we have this launch configuration in place. Now I can go to the auto scaling group. I can go to this auto scaling group and click on this edit option, and then click on this you know launch configuration. Then you can go and choose this one. Click on save. Okay, so this thing has been created as of now. Now this thing has been updated as of now, right? So if the new instances will be launching in this auto scaling group, so that instances will be having detail monitoring enabled. However, for the existing instances, the detail monitoring will not be enabled. So we have to go and enable the detail monitoring on the existing instances. So this is my existing instance which is available to me. So I will go to the monitoring section, and then I will go and enable this detail monitoring so that we can have all the alarms just in 1 minute. Okay. Now I will go to the description section once again and copy the public IP address from here, and and paste this thing here. So I will go and take a okay, I will go and take the remote of this instance. Let me go and open the git bash here, and ssh hyphen I, then Pinnacle. Okay, and then we have this ec2 hyphen user at the rate, and then public IP address. Okay, go and say yes. Okay, so I got a question from Gautam that when multiple instances are getting added, how load sharing will happen? Yeah, I will show you that thing also, Gautam, right? I will show you that thing too. I will go and attach this auto scaling group with the load balancer. Okay, so as of now, we have we have created the auto scaling group and we have created the scaling policy also, right? We have done that thing. Now, what we need to do now, we need to go and give some stress, okay, on this. So let me go and do sudo su switch yum install epith. Okay, so epith package is not available. So let me see if the stress package is available here. It is not available. So we need to go and install this epith package first of all. So I will go back to the Chrome browser and will search for the link. So epith. Okay, so I will go and copy this URL, copy this URL, and now you can say like yum installed this. Okay, I haven't copied. Yeah. So yum installed this URL, and it says like yes, you wanted to install. Okay. Now you can go and install another package that is yum install express -y, so it will automatically install. Okay. Now I can go and give some stress on this instance hyphen CPU, and then I can open like 4 CPU threads and run this thing in the background. Okay. I can go and check the uh, I can like monitor the CPU utilization. So it says like the CPU utilization is 100%. Okay. So in 1 minute, we will be having this alarm notification on your email IDs. And let's go back to this AWS. Okay. Now I can go to this auto scaling group. In this auto scaling group, it will go and launch a new instance after 1 minute, because the CPU utilization is because as per this alarm, what we have, uh, it needs to add one CPU. It needs to add one instance when the CPU utilization is more than 80% for 1 minute. Okay, so it will go and add the new instance. If I will go to the CloudWatch service, if I will go to the CloudWatch service, so you can see that we have two alarms over here, and both are in OK state, right? This one and this one. So high CPU utilization should be get triggered after 1 minute. Okay. So now you can see like at this point of time, the CPU utilization is 46.9%. Okay. So this is one data point. So till the time it's actually getting like triggered, what we can do, like we can go and attach a load balancer. So you can see, this high CPU utilization alarm has been triggered successfully, and that is showing me in the alarm section. Now you must be having an alert on your email IDs. Plus, we have another action also. So what is another action that send notification to these email IDs plus for group ASG Pinnacle use policy add instance. So it is also going to add one instance. So it is performing few actions, right? So like sending notification and also adding this one instance. Okay. So these are the like two things which is being done. Now, at the same moment, as the question has been asked by the Gautam that how we can go and distribute our traffic to multiple instances. So for that, we have to go and attach the load balancer with the auto scaling group. Okay. So let's go and create our auto scaling group. Sorry. Let's go and check whether we have any load balancer or not. If the load balancer is available with us, so we will go and attach that thing with our auto scaling group. So as of now, we don't have any load balancer, okay, and we don't have any target group as of now. So we will go and create this load balancer immediately. So create the application load balancer. Click on this create option. Give a name, let's say for a glance, and this load balancer. And the scheme should be internet facing, and then IP address type should be IP4, and then VPC. So you can go and choose the two ability zones, at least two ability zones. Go and click on this configure security group. Okay. Go and click on this configure security group once again. So now you can go and choose or create any new security group for the load balancer. So we can say that the name of the it is like Pinnacle LB, and we are going to have open port number 80, right? So let's go and click on this configure routing, and now we have to go and create the target group. Okay, so first of all, let's go and create the target group, and the name of the target group is mm, we can simply say like Pinnacle target group. Okay, and now the type should be instance, and now health check, right? So we want to do health check by using this index.html and advanced health check for, okay, so all the things will be default, and here we will say like 20. We don't want it to wait for the long time, and the health threshold should be 3. So within 1 minute, like we will be having healthy instances on register. And as of now, I'm not going to attach these things with the with the load balancer. What I will do, like I will simply go and click on this review, and this is what we have created, the all review page. And now I will go and click on this create. Okay. Okay, so it says that this security group is already available, so I will go and update this security group name. So update this security group name. Let's say for Agnes. Okay, go and review and then click on this create. Okay, so this load balancer has been created successfully with this name for Agnes LB. Okay. Now, what we wanted to do, we wanted to attach the target group with the auto scaling group. So whatever the instance are available in that target group, those instance can be part of the auto scaling group, right? So I will go to this auto scaling. I will go to this auto scaling, and under the auto scaling, like I will go and click on this action, then click on it, add it, and here we have something called target group, right? So it is not showing me anything as of now. So I need to go and refresh this page so that it can fetch the latest data. So I have refreshed the page of this auto scaling group. Now I will go and click on this action and then click on this added by choosing my auto scaling group. Now let's go and choose the target group, that is Pinnacle target group, and now go and click on save. Okay. Now if I will go to this load balancer section and I will go and click on this target groups, so you will be able to see the instances available. You will be able to see the instances available in that auto scaling group. So those should be available here. Let me go and refresh this page. So you can see like two instances has been added automatically, right? So two instances has been added automatically in the target section because this target group has been added in the auto scaling group, right? As of now, this is showing me in the initial state, but this will be healthy once it has found out that the index.html page is readable, you know, on port number 80. So in that case, those instances will be healthy. So let me go and refresh this page and let's see if, okay. So as of now, this is an initial state. Let's wait for next couple of seconds. And we need to make sure that the port number 80 is open on those instances for this auto scaling group, right? So then only this auto scaling group, and then only this instance will be healthy. So let's wait for the couple of minutes, 1 and 2 minutes, and then I think this instance should be available to us as a healthy instance. So now you can see like these two instances are healthy. This target is currently passing the target group healthy check. Okay, so these two instances are healthy as of now. So if I will go and click on this load balancer, click on this load balancer. So now go and copy this DNS name of this load balancer, which is a record, and go and paste this load balancer. You know, let me refresh this page. So go and paste this DNS name, and you will be able to see the content, right? The content is available by using this load balancer DNS name. So this is how you go and distribute your traffic or different on different instances. This is how you go and distribute your traffic on different instances. Okay, available in the auto scaling group. Fine. So this is what we have. Now let's go and cover some other important thing about this auto scaling group. So we have learned about this scaling policy. We have learned about this scaling policy. We have also learned about the instances life cycle that in services life cycle is available and the terminating life cycle is available. Now we have also discussed about this monitoring. We have also discussed about this notification. As of now, we haven't added any kind of direct notification, but one notification is added like whenever we go and scale out or scale in any of the instances. So in that case, we will be like sending a notification to our email IDs. So as of now, you should be having the email uh, from AWS that the CP utilization is actually high, right? Now we can also go and create a notification as per our requirement. So if any of the instances get terminated, so in that case we can go and send notification on these uh, states, like when the instance launch, terminate, or fail to launch or fail to terminate. So we can go and choose like fail to launch or fail to terminate. So in that case, like send the notification. So here we can go and attach a different topic, right? So that topic will be sending notification to a different team, and those teams can take appropriate actions. Right. Now, let's talk about this schedule actions. So in this schedule action, we can actually go and schedule that at what time we wanted to have the instances. So uh, let's say like we have this auto scaling group, and we can give a name like schedule and something. Okay. Now here we can go and define that, okay, the minimum number of the instances should be 3, and the maximum number of the instances should be 5, and the desired capacity should be 3. Okay, this is what we can go and define. And occurrence should be like once or every 5 minutes, every 30 minutes, every 1 hour, every day, every week, or once. So we can go and choose once. We can also go and define a cron job over here, right? So that is also possible. But as of now, let's choose this one, right? And here we can go and define like on which date. So we can actually go and schedule the things, right? On that day, let's say like 14th of June and at 12:12, right? So at 12 UTC, what it will do, like it will go and uh, make this capacity, right? So the three desired capacity will be there, and the maximum number of the instances in that group can be five on this day, right? And this is going to be happen only once. If you wanted to schedule it for every day, so in that case you can have this thing, cron job also, right? So let it be once. Cron job is there to, you know, to schedule a task for you. Okay. Now we have this life cycle hooks. So life cycle hooks. This is the last topic which we are going to cover today, and life cycle hook. So lifecycle hook says that auto-scaling group auto-scaling lifecycle hook enable you to perform custom actions as auto-scaling group launches or terminates instances. For example, you could install and configure software on newly launched instances or download log files from an instance before it terminates. Okay, so this is a benefit of having this life cycle hook. Okay, so whenever any instance is scale out, that is launch. So in that case, we can go and perform some actions. Okay, and we can also say like desired default result. If we do not get the default result, so in that case what should happen, like we can say like abandon, or we can say continue. So abandon, that means like that action will not complete and will try to perform that the same action again and again. But if we go and go and click on this continue, so in that case even the action gets completed or failed, so that thing will be continue. Okay, so we can also go and add a lifecycle transition at instance terminate. If any of the instance terminate and we wanted to take a snapshot and something, so in that case we can go and do this lifecycle transition. That before terminating this instance, we wanted to have this snapshot about the instance, right? The backup of the instance or the backup of the snapshot. So that kind of configuration can be defined in this lifecycle hook. This is one of the great things which we have. And you can also do and configure the same thing from this event rules, right? Now let's go and something discuss about this auto scaling lifecycle policy. So we have this EC2. We have seen that depending state, we have seen the in service state and the terminating and the terminated state, right? So these are the states which we have available. Okay, in the pending state, it goes and follow few things: the wait, pending wait, pending wait, and the pending proceed. Okay, this is EC2 instance launching lifecycle hook. Okay, then in case of so you can see like whenever we go and launch an instance, so we have this scale out. Whenever it goes and terminate from in service, it is like terminating the instance. In that case, we have this scaling. Okay, so this is scaling things we know now. So these are the things which we have in lifecycle policy, and we can ignore some of the things which is written over here. On a high level, you should know that the lifecycle hook and lifecycle hook can be performed whenever the instance scale in or scale out. Scale in means like terminating. Scale in, scale out, that means the launch of the instance. Okay, so we have a couple of other things also. So you guys wanted to continue, or you guys wanted to end this session? We don't have a lot of things over here, like only few things. If you wanted to continue, that's fine. Otherwise, we will like wrap up for the day. Okay, fine, fine. So Gautam, you wanted to leave? Just give me like 5 minutes, okay? And then we will wrap up for the day, right? I don't really want to extend this session because you have to go and practice all this stuff in great detail, you know. So so let's go and cover this placement group, and then we will wrap up for the day, right? And I am really happy to see all the enthusiasm from others. So it is really good to see, that you guys are really excited to learn a lot. So now let's talk about this placement groups. So we have two type of placement groups available. The first one is cluster placement group and the second one is the spread placement group. So cluster placement group is a grouping of instances within a single ability zone. So you have like multiple ability zones available in every region. If we talk about North Virginia, so we have like 6 ability zones. So whenever you want to create a group of instances in a single ability zone, so in that case you will be using this clustered placement group. So placement groups are recommended for applications that need low latency, no network latency, and high network throughput, or both. Only certain instances can be launched in cluster placement group. Not every instance can be launched in cluster placement group, and the cluster placement group will be used to group the number of instances in a same ability zone, right? This can be the use cases can be like if you are running any kind of big data query and you are like running a Hadoop framework kind of environment in your production. So you may need to run that thing in this cluster placement group, right? So we have another thing that is spread placement group. A spread placement group is a group of the instances that are each place on distinct underlying hardware. Okay, so that means you have instances available, but every instances will be available in different underlying hardware because all the virtual instances which we have is available in a hardware. So it may happen that two or three instances attach or bind to your account is running on the same hardware. Okay, but if you use this spread placement group, so in that case all the instances will be running on different underlying hardware. The spread placement group are recommended for applications that have a small number of critical instances that should be kept separate from each other. Okay, so instances should be on multiple devices or multiple ability zones. So in this way, if anything happens with one hardware, if anything happens with one ability zone, so in that case, your application might be running perfectly. But in case like all the instances you are running like all the instances in a same hardware in a same ability zone, if something goes bad, so in that case, your application will be down, and that is not tolerable at all. So where you need to make your application highly available, so, and you need to make sure that those instances are available. Your application available or running on your instances are available at different ability zones or uh, different ability zones and different underlying hardware. So in that case, you will be using this spread placement group. Okay. So a cluster placement group cannot be span multiple ability zones. Okay. A clustered placement group cannot be span multiple ability zones. A spread placement group can. Okay. So why this one? Because this clustered placement group is available in a single group and it is available in a single ability zone. Whereas this spread placement group can be available in multiple ability zone. Okay. The name you specify for replacement group must be unique within your AWS account. If you have given one name to the placement group, you cannot go and use the same name. You have to go and provide a different name. Now, only certain type of instances can be launched in the placement group. Not every like T2, especially like T2.micro and T2.small and all these stuff, all these instances cannot be go and launch in this category. In order to launch this, in order to launch the instance in the replacement group, you have to go and choose the instance type that will be from the compute optimized or the GPU or the memory or storage optimized category, right? AWS recommend homogeneous instances within the within the placement group. If you're going to use these placement groups, in that case, you need to make sure that all the instances having the same type. Okay, you cannot merge the placement group if you have two placement group in your account, so you cannot merge them. So these are the informations about the placement group. You cannot move existing instances into the placement group. If you have already one instance is running in your place, running in your account, so you cannot move that thing into the placement group. Okay. What you can do, like you can go and create an AMI from the existing instance, launch a new instance from that AMI into the placement group. This is what the option is available. So this can be question from in your exam, in your certification exam, and this can be question in your interview, right? So let's go to this thing and allow me to delete this auto scaling group. And once I will go and click on this delete, then I will show you that once you will be launching the instances, uh, once you will be go and launch the instances, so you will be having the option to choose. So let's go and click on this, select, and go and click on this one. And now here we have displacement group, right? So add instance to a placement group. You can see like this thing. And as of now, if we don't have any placement group, but you can go and create a placement group also. Okay. And here we have the options like cluster and partition and like this spread. Okay. So it says that you can launch up to 7 more instances in this placement group. Spread instances, spread placement group can have up to 7 running instances per ability zone. Okay. So this is what we have learned, that the spread placement group can be spread across multiple ability zones, whereas the cluster placement group will be available in the single ability zone, right? So this is what we have. So we have done all these things, right? We have done all these things, and we have done like a really great stuff. You can go and take the screenshot of these things. However, the recording will be available to you, right? Go and practice all this stuff. You know, I'm really happy to see all the enthusiasm from you guys, and you guys are learning in a great way. And I hope that you will be doing this kind of thing during this course. Okay. So now this is a summary that what we have learned. We have learned about the auto scaling group. We have learned about the placement group. And do not go and try the placement group until unless you are doing in a production environment, because this placement group can actually go and cost you some amount. Okay, we have also learned about the life cycle of the auto scaling group. Okay, and standby instances in the auto scaling group. Whenever you go to the instances section of the auto scaling group, so you will be having an option to like remove that instances from the auto scaling group. Okay, so that option is also available. Now we can wrap up for today, right? In the coming classes, we will we will talk about some other stuff. Today we have covered only few topics because of the limited time. So in the coming classes, we will talk about this if elastic file system and the lambda, okay, and some more other stuff, okay. So if you guys have any questions, so you can ask me. Otherwise, we will wrap up for the day. And thank you, Gautam. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks, Israr. Thanks, guys, for your patience, and thank you so much for your great, uh, like, learning steps. I'm really happy to see that all you are learning in a great way. Okay. So today we can wrap up, I think. Do you have any questions for the day? Okay. Thank you, Santanam. Yeah, definitely. See you in the next weekend, and enjoy the weekday and keep on learning the things. Have a good day, great. Have a good day, guys. Enjoy. Bye.